this morning. Is that all?
Wait.
Yeah.
I was just
all right, fair enough.
later. All right.
Thank you all for being here on time. I assume we'll have more folks trickling in as the day goes on. I hope you had a good time last night, but are ready to give 100% today, 110% perhaps even. Before we get started with our schedule, I have a couple of announcements. I do want to take a moment before we get started to acknowledge that we are having this conference on occupied land. Chicago is the traditional homeland of the Council of Three Fires, the Odawa, Ojibwe, and Potawatomi nations. And as socialists, we have a responsibility to acknowledge the history that brought us here, the history of colonization and occupation, as we strive to build a world that's free of those things and free of oppression. So just please keep that in your mind today as you think about how we're going to build our new world together. Can you go to the next slide? Okay, I want to take a second to review our community agreement that we all agreed to yesterday. Most of you did a wonderful job of bearing these in mind all day. We're going to go over them again anyway. So move up, move back. Please be aware of how much space you're taking up, especially during workshops where there's a lot of discussion. If you've talked a lot, consider stepping back, making room for somebody else to speak. And if you haven't spoken much, step outside of your comfort zone. Let us know what you think, because I'm sure you have something wonderful to contribute. Why am I talking? Or wait. Just a question to ask yourself before you say things. Ask yourself if you're contributing to the conversation, or if you're taking the conversation off on a tangent or repeating something that has already been said. Avoid using jargon. Just don't use words that you might need some kind of deep understanding or have been in the left for a while to understand. Just use words that most people will understand. And on the flip side of that, if somebody uses a word you don't know, please don't be afraid to ask, because somebody else surely also has that same question. Assume good faith. We're all here for the same reason, because we want to build this socialist movement together. But we have different ideas of how we're going to do that. So even if you disagree with somebody, just please be as respectful as you possibly can, because we're all here because we're trying to build a movement together. Ask before taking pictures of people. Some folks here do not want their pictures to be taken, so please ask before posting pictures. And please don't post our location or check in or anything like that on Facebook until the conference is over later today, and then, post your heart out. Be present with us today. We only get a couple days a year to all be together in person. So please take advantage of this time that we have together, and don't be on your phone. You can get on your phone later today after the conference is over. But take advantage. You came from so far away to be here, and just take advantage of that time that we have. Don't interrupt other attendees. Very straightforward. Wait for your turn to speak. And respect the facilitator when they use progressive stack. So if you have not been called on by the facilitator, just put your hand up, wait for your facilitator in your workshop to call on you. I promise you will get a chance to speak. Recognize and respect others' feelings, boundaries, and cultural differences. Just please be respectful and don't question or get defensive when somebody expresses a boundary to you. Remember why we're here. We're here because we want to learn and grow as organizers this weekend and build this movement together. So please don't do anything that could get in the way of somebody's ability to do that today. And always keep it comradely. Just respect each other, use everyone's correct pronouns, use everyone's correct names, and we will have a great final day of this conference together. If you have another community agreement that you would like to add, I don't know if we're going to have another chance to go through these together, all together, but feel free to tell your workshop facilitators and they can totally repeat these or add another one to the list. Okay, a couple more announcements before I hand it over to our first plenary of the day. Can you switch the slide? Okay, so you should have received this link yesterday to sign in to your workshops. If you did not sign in to the workshops that you attended yesterday, please take a second to do that right now. You can break one of the community agreements for 2 seconds to take out your phone and do that right now. But we want to know which workshops you went to so that we can follow up with you and so that your facilitators can stay in touch. I'm going to move on, but please keep doing that. Okay, Paula Brantner, I want to reiterate what I said yesterday. Paula Brantner is our National Harassment and Grievance Officer. She is here. She wants to meet with you. If you have any grievance matters in your chapter, any issues of harassment that you've been dealing with that you need some help to try and address, or if you're just curious about setting up a harassment and grievance policy, or if anything happens at this conference, that you want to talk with someone about, she is here. She has moved downstairs today to room 131. Please do email her at this email address. You can take a picture of the screen if you want to remember what her email address is, and make an appointment with her before you show up. You can also email her after this conference is over. She would love to talk with you at any time over the phone about anything going on in your chapter. We also have a quiet room. That room has also been moved downstairs to room 105. So if at any time today you need a break, just to get away from noise, you can go use that quiet room. Okay, so let's review our schedule for today. So we're going to open with the Building the Movement Beyond Burning 2020 panel, which is going to be awesome. We are going to do lunch after that, and we're going to do some identity-based breakout groups. We have some wonderful facilitators who are going to lead those conversations. Also, if you received a travel scholarship and submitted your travel receipts before February 11th, you can pick up your check here today at the registration table between 12 and 12:50 today. So please do that. If you did not submit your receipts in time, you will be mailed your check just as long as you submit your receipts before March 15th, but please do that as soon as possible. Our speaker, Philip Agnew, is going to go on after that. I'm so excited to hear his speech today. And then we are going to go into our final workshop block, and some of us are going to go to do a canvas with Chicago DSA for Bernie. Who's going to the canvas? Okay. If you're going, you can leave your bags here. We will have a room for you to put your bags in. Try and come pick them up by 4:30 today. Let me know if you need to pick them up later than that, but try to get them before 4:30. I have a student who is going to come up and talk a little bit more about this canvas, and then we'll give it over to our first plenary of the day.
Hi everyone, my name is Josh. I use he, him pronouns. I'm from Kalamazoo College, YDSA. Has anyone in this room heard of Bernie Sanders? So if you want to help not only elect Bernie Sanders, but build the mass movement we need in order to pass Medicare for all, college for all, end the wars, all of the other amazing parts of Bernie's platform, at 1:30 out in the lobby there will be a DSA for Bernie canvas with Chicago DSA. Even if you've never knocked on a door before in your life, this is a great opportunity to get started. There will be training beforehand, and there's no better way to help not only get Bernie elected but build DSA, but then by going and talking to working class people at their doors about their material needs and how not only Bernie's platform relates to their needs, but also how DSA is and getting them involved. So hope to see every single one of you at the campus.
Thank you, Josh. And I just want to reiterate, this is a great opportunity. If you've never canvassed before, there's going to be a training. You'll be supported the whole way through. A great opportunity to try something new and meet, some really cool people in the process. Okay, I'm going to hand it over to our first plenary. Could our speakers please come up to the stage now? Kristen, Micah, and Phil.